And thank you all for coming to tonight's concert. We're going to get things rolling with a really fun tune called Hog Squealin', Rip Snortin', Belly Aching Blues. And it features, yes, Volodymyr on drum set, and the solo is listed in your program. All right, our next piece is a piece called Paquito's Revenge, and this is our Latin style piece. It has a lot of syncopated rhythms and a lot of intertwined lines. I think it's probably the most challenging one we've done all year, and we're doing awesome with it. In addition to the soloists in your program, it features Ephraim on drum set. Wow, 7th grade jazz's final tune is All Right, Okay, You Win, and it's another kind of shuffle rock tune. But before we do this, I just want to say I'm super proud of this group. They have come a really long way, and it has been super fun to work with them. I'm not sure, I feel like we just have a lot of fun, and they're always really eager to play. And I asked them in the last couple weeks, do you guys want to do like more like jazz research, reading about jazz musicians, things like that, or do you guys want to read more music? And they're like, we just want to play more music. So I think that's super fun, and it's been a great year with these guys, and they have lots of things to look forward to as 8th graders, as kind of the leaders of the school. This piece features Lydia on drum set, in addition to the soloists listed in the book. right, during some of the transitions, I'll take care of a few of the housekeeping items that tend to happen in the spring. So if your student is using a school instrument or any books or anything like that, please turn those in next Wednesday. But if you want to keep them over the summer, that's just fine. I would just like an email from you so I know who has what, and we know what kind of condition they're going to the summer with. So feel free to email me if that's something you'd like to do. Other than that, looks like 8th grade's almost ready, so we'll continue on. Miss Black?
Yep.
Is it possible to get more lights in the back of the stage, or should I turn on the... Is that better?
Ready to fix the concert.
Some of you may have been familiar with that one. It was made famous by Herbie Hancock, probably in the 70s, yeah. That featured Piper on drum set in addition to some of the solos you read in your program. This next tune is a swing tune, so totally switching gears, made famous by the jazz piano legend Duke Ellington. Some of you may know this piece as well. And this one features solos that you can read in your program. All right, the final tune for 8th grade jazz band is a tune called Domino that many of you probably know, made famous by Van Morrison. I think this one was their favorite. It's just super fun to play. These guys have worked super hard the last couple years. Most of them have been in 7th grade jazz and 8th grade jazz, and this year as 8th grade jazz students, they're kind of the main performing group in addition to some of our choirs. So they perform for pep rallies, they go to the Myra Jazz Festival, they play music here in the cafetorium for lunch. So they do a lot beyond just the 3 concerts you see, and they've done it really well. So I think we should give them another round of applause for being awesome leaders. The last thing I wanted to mention that I failed to mention earlier, we did a little bit in both 7th and 8th grade jazz writing improv solos. For some who weren't comfortable maybe improvising on the spot, everybody had a chance to write their own solo from their brain onto a piece of paper, and then some of them chose to perform those written solos or choose to improvise tonight. So if you heard some solos that sounded creative and different from maybe what a composer would write, those were coming from the students' heads. So I think that's pretty cool too. We hope you enjoyed this last tune. All right, we're short a pair of timpani mallets, so I'll take credit for that one, sorry. I'll just do a few announcements, housekeeping things while we wait for those. First, you've probably gotten a couple of emails from me about some of the summer band opportunities that are coming up. One really awesome one is Bands on the Red, and it happens from, I think, June 3rd to June 20th, and they rehearse for 1 hour a day in a full band setting like this. But it's cooler because they get to be with kids from Valley and Schrader and Twining. And then they give an outdoor concert, if the weather is good, on that final day. So that's number one. The second one is summer band lessons, which are, if the Bands on the Red time doesn't work for you and you're wanting something a little bit more flexible, that's an opportunity to get one-on-one lessons throughout the month of June. You'd get 4 lessons with Mr. Olson and Mrs. Connell are teaching those this summer to band teachers at Schrader. Other than that, there's a couple non-district things going on. There's a chamber music week camp through Northern Valley Youth Orchestra. And then if anybody has heard of International Music Camp, it's a super awesome camp on the border of North Dakota and Manitoba at the International Peace Gardens that students can sign up to do as well. I believe I put all the links for those in your program, so if you're interested in exploring any of those, feel free to do that or email me and I can help you out further. I don't know if our mallets have arrived yet. I'll talk about one more thing, I guess. Next year, hopefully soon, our school will be doing registration for next year, and I certainly hope all of this year's 6th and 7th graders will register for band. But also, as a 7th and 8th grader, you have an opportunity to play in jazz band. So you've heard those already. I actually just had a couple lessons today with some clarinet players in this group and flute players who are looking to play saxophone and jazz band. So now is a good time to start thinking about doubling on instruments if that's something you are interested in doing. We're going to do a quick tuning now, and then hopefully our mallets will be here, and then we'll start. In the flurry of today, I missed 2 instruments, I guess. I'll introduce this piece. It's Colliding Visions. It's one of my favorites. It starts really slow and beautiful, and then halfway through, it switches to something really fast and energetic and lively. And it's, like I said, it's one of my favorites. But some of the challenges are the parts are split. So trumpet section is split into 2 parts. Clarinet section, which is only 2, is split into 2 parts. So they're practicing playing really independently. In 5th grade, there were maybe 2 or 3 parts going on at once and mostly acting within their section groups. And this one, they're very independent and doing their own thing. So it's very big accomplishment to put it together. And we got them. Let's do it. I hope you can hear how far this group has come from the fall. It's always really challenging in 6th grade to get all of these students from all these different elementary schools and come together for one band. And they're really, really starting to sound, well, they have been sounding quite good, but that was really, really wonderful. So good job. Let's see, this next piece is a piece called The Lost Tomb. And if you were at the All-City Band Festival, this is actually one we played there along with Valley, Schrader, and Twining 6th graders. But I thought we did it really well, so I'm hoping that we can do a little South feature on it tonight. Hope you enjoy The Lost Tomb. All right, this next piece is a tune called Thrill Ride, and we just added this about a month ago. We were looking for another piece to do, and this one has really latched on, and I think they like this one. This is meant to, it's programmatic music, so it's meant to depict a picture or an experience. So I wanted to read you the program note from the composer Brian Belmages, who was the All-State Band conductor this year, by the way. So high school, if you audition for All-State Band, you'll get to have these composers as conductors, which is pretty cool. All right, here's the program note. Fear, anxiety, adrenaline, and a sheer rush of excitement all take center stage in this musical depiction of a roller coaster ride. As many weary riders know, there is a certain amount of anxiety that people feel while waiting in line and hearing people scream. The opening slow section captures that feeling and builds as the rider gets closer and closer to the front of the line. Percussion often simulates the lift hill, which is the mechanism that pulls the cars up the initial hill, before the ride officially begins, and the riders race down the first hill and into a series of drops, turns, and loops. So hopefully we'll make it out of this thriller I've been. All right, during this transition, we seem to have kind of lost our rows. It's okay. I'll do some of the concluding remarks before this last group. So first, please read all of the thank yous in your program. I mean all of them very sincerely. My music colleagues and all of the parents here, you guys are the people who get them here in the morning and encourage them to practice at home and all of these things. Couldn't do it without you. Our administration here at South, they are amazing and support music here very much. I'll get it to you, okay? So let's give all of those thank yous a round of applause and clap for yourselves because you're all awesome. At the end of the concert, it would be super awesome if you guys helped stack chairs and move tables and have students help clear the stage. If we all take one thing, it goes really fast. That's it. We're going to roll through these first couple songs. We'll do a few awards. And I appreciate you taking a little more than an hour tonight. The last concert is always a little bit longer.
So really quick, Ms. Sturmer, can I make just a quick announcement here? We also want to thank Ms. Sturmer for an incredible concert tonight. We also want to thank her for being an incredible leader for our band students and really the whole entire music department. She has done a phenomenal job here at South. She is an awesome educator and a truly better person. So let's give it up for Ms. Sturmer once again. Thank you for everything, Ms. Sturmer.
that is a big blow for our brass players. So now we're going to do a couple awards for the year. First, I want to start with the North Dakota All-State Band students. So I think we had about 10 students audition this year, and we had 2 who were selected, which is a really big accomplishment. I think there's something over 400 students audition, and they take about 75. So it's pretty competitive. And I have a little card and a little gift for the 2 who made it, and maybe I won't make them come up here, but can you stand? Nora Silsley, Barry Sachs. And Rhea Rauchenbacher. So, that was a super fun weekend in Mandan in March, and thankfully it didn't get canceled this year because of a blizzard, so that was a win. I think just to save a little bit of time, and because it's very crowded, if I call your name, I want you to stand, but come and get your certificate from me at the end, because it's going to be a little bit of a puzzle getting up here anyway. So. The next thing is we had, I believe, 66 students participate in the Solo and Ensemble Festival at UND in early March. Students selected their groups that they wanted to be in, whether it was a duet, a trio, quartet, octet, or some of them did a solo. And there were 4 performing rooms, and the judges in each room kind of just selected students or groups that stood out to them as outstanding performers for the day. So some groups, or some rooms chose like 2 people, some rooms chose like 8 people. A lot of the rooms chose about like 4. That was like the average for the other 2s. So if I call these students' name, I want them to stand. They either did an ensemble or a solo, and they were recognized as being outstanding. So here we go. Nora Silsley, stand please. Rhea Rauchenbacher. Vladimir Kapustiansky. I hope I said that right. Yeah. Princess Kenmo Wanda. Kylan Evans, 6th grader. Stand high. Silver Sturluson. Megan Brandt. Nicholas Henderson. Zachariah Shannon. Kate Brenner, he accompanied them, it was awesome. Caleb Zer. And that is it. So if I called your name, please get your certificate. But honestly, that was a really super awesome day, super busy, and I'm hoping some of you got to it, but all the performers should be really proud. We're going to zip into this next one called Contraption. I think the title of this one kind of speaks to itself, When Summer Takes Flight. When 8th graders take flight, good luck in high school, 8th graders. This is your last time performing in the South Cafetorium. So please read through all of the solos for this one, but I forgot one big soloist, and it's William on the bassoon. So William's parents, I will print you a new program. But there's a huge bassoon solo in the middle, so I apologize to William for forgetting that. But it's kind of a fun solo feature for some of those listed, and we hope you enjoy the beautiful When Summer Takes Flight.
Thank you.